Welcome students to the online class. This is your physics class for students of class 9. So we are doing the chapter motion, right? The first video was on the chapter motion. So there we have covered few topics, like we have covered what do we mean by distance, what do we mean by displacement, when can we say a motion is uniform, when can we say a motion is non-uniform, and etc. So we already know what is velocity. We have idea about what is acceleration, right? So all this displacement, velocity, acceleration, this meanings are known to us. So today we will study graphical representation. We will be drawing the graphs of velocity time graph, displacement time graph, and acceleration time graph. So before we start our class with graphical representation, a small question, that is, when do you think that it is possible to have same magnitude for displacement and distance? That means the distance will be equivalent to displacement. So this is only possible in the case when the body is moving in a straight line. Suppose if the body is moving in a straight line, that means what? The distance covered is equivalent to the displacement of the body. You know, displacement is the shortest path between initial point and final point. So if a body is moving in a definite direction without any change in direction, then your distance and displacement are equal. But suppose if the body is moving in a straight line and then the body takes a sharp turn. So when it is taking a sharp turn, then your this becomes your displacement. Okay? So if the body is taking turn, then the magnitude of distance and displacement are not equal. And when the body is moving in a straight line in a definite direction, then both your distance and displacement are equivalent. So let us start the class. So in the last class we studied about displacement, we studied about velocity and acceleration. And in this class we will plot them graphically. We will plot them graphically with respect to time. Right? Because you know, velocity is what? Displacement by time. Acceleration is velocity by time. So this time is very important. So we will study the variation of displacement, we will study the variation of velocity, the acceleration with respect to time. Now we have done the mathematical calculation. Now from graph we will be calculating all those factors. So this way of representing displacement, velocity or acceleration with help of graph is known as graphical representation. So there will be three types of graphical representation. Number one, you have displacement time graph. Then number two, you have velocity time graph. And third one, acceleration time graph. See? So we will study all the variations of displacement with respect to time. We will study the variations of velocity. We will study velocity in details with respect to time. The change in acceleration, whether uniform, whether not, whether the velocity is uniform or not, whether the object is moving at all or it is stationary, can be understood from studying all these types of graphs. Okay? So here the common thing is time. So try to remember one thing, when you are plotting this type of graph, suppose this is your y-axis and this is your y-axis and this is your x-axis. So when you plot, always try to remember that this x-axis will be your time axis. Okay? Whether you are plotting any one of the graph, your x-axis will always represent the time. I can consider the time in seconds. Now when you are drawing displacement time graph, this y-axis will represent displacement. In case of velocity, this will become velocity, and in case of acceleration, this y-axis will represent your acceleration. So y-axis will change, right? So basically we are studying the change in displacement with respect to time, the change in velocity with respect to time, the change in acceleration with respect to time. Okay, so first of all we will study about the displacement time graph. Just remember one thing, that your x-axis will represent your time axis. Okay. Okay, so first we are going to study about displacement time graph. Now in displacement time graph, first we will try to plot the graph when an object is stationary. Stationary object, the object is not at all moving, right? So tell me one thing, if the object is not at all moving, if the object is stationary, that means what? Your displacement, if I represent it with d, okay, is 0. The object is not at all moving. Suppose if I keep the pen here, right, and this object is stationary. So right now if I calculate the time, if I try to understand the variation of the position of this object with respect to time, what is the variation of position? No variation of position. Okay, there is absolutely no displacement. So if there is 0 displacement, then that means what? The object is stationary, right? So now with respect to time, you need to think that whether this object is changing its position or not. With respect to time, you will think about the displacement of the object. So as I told you, first to represent the graph, remember, you need to plot your x-axis and y-axis properly. This axis will represent time. Let us calculate, let us take the time in second, SI unit. Okay? And this will represent your displacement. Okay? Let us take the displacement in meters. So tell me one thing, is the object changing its position in any way? No. The object is not at all changing its position. So if this is your 0 second, the origin, here at the origin your displacement is also 0, time is also 0. Then if I take 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, 4 second, 5 second. And for that, if I take the positions, if I consider 10 meters, 20 meters, 30 meters, 40 meters, 50 meters. Okay, 10, 20, 30. So let me think that there is a pen, this pen is kept at a distance of 30 meters from a particular point. Okay, so at this 30 meter, the object is stationary, the object is not at all moving. What is extending, students? What is moving? Time is only moving forward. Time will move from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4. So time keeps on changing. But the position of the object, if it is being kept at 30 meters, suppose this is your 30 meters, okay, 10, 20, 30, and similarly in this way you have 40 and 50. So the object will remain stationary. See, what is happening, your x-axis is only extending. See, this line is parallel to your time axis. So your time is gradually increasing. Even if you observe the object after 2 hours also, your time will increase, but the object which is kept at a distance of 30 meters from a particular position, that is not going to change. So we are thinking about the change in displacement with respect to time. Clear? So this one is for stationary object. Next, let us consider that we have a object which is moving with uniform velocity. You know about uniform motion, hence you know about uniform velocity, right? You have studied that velocity is a vector quantity. So velocity equals to displacement by time. Okay, what do we mean by velocity? Velocity is a vector quantity, it has a direction. Displacement has a direction. Okay, so displacement by time
is your velocity, right? So when an object is moving with uniform velocity, that means what is happening? There's a displacement which is being caused in the body. If I keep the body here and if I slowly move the body in such a way that at each and every time, at an each and every particular time interval, the velocity of the body is same. If it is moving through 2 meter per second, then after, means if I say that uniform, the velocity of the object is 2 meter per second. What do you mean by this statement? That after 1 second, distance covered is 2 meter. After 2 seconds, the distance covered will be how much? 4 meter. In this way, it will gradually keep on increasing, right? Okay. After 3 seconds, again 2 meters will increase. That means it will be 6 meter. So there is a gradual increase. So displacement means at each and every time interval, uniform. What do you mean by this word? Equal distance in equal intervals of time. So equal distances are being covered in equal intervals of time. Okay, what is the interval? 1 second. Okay, from 2 to 3 seconds, what is the interval? 1 second. So within each 1 second, equal distance is being covered. So body is actually changing its position, but changing in such a way, the body is changing its position in such a way that the distance covered for all the time intervals, they are uniform, right? So again, if we have to draw it, x-axis and y-axis, this will represent your time in seconds. I'm only writing displacement d in meters, right? Okay, so let us consider at origin 0, 0, 0, you have your displacement 0, you have your time 0, right? So at that particular position, let us consider if this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and similarly 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, right? So let us consider that after each and every 1 second, the body is covering a distance of 10 meters. Okay, when you will be drawing, you will use your scale and pencil. The diagram will come better, right? So here you see 1 second covered, 1 second, 10 meters covered. After 2 seconds, 20 meters covered. After 3 seconds, 30 meter covered. After 4 seconds, 40 meter covered. In this way, equal distances are being covered. So if I have to draw the graph, if I, what are the plots? If I plot it, so for 110, this is a particular point. This is a particular point. This is a plot. This is a plot. This is a plot. So through this, through the origin, the line should pass straight through the origin. See, so for a uniform velocity, you will get a straight line which will pass through the origin. So that is the nature of displacement time graph. That is the nature of displacement time graph. If the velocity or if the means I am plotting displacement time graph, and if the velocity of the object is uniform, right? But if it is a non-uniform motion, then what is going to happen? Suppose if it's a case of non-uniform motion. Okay, so if it's a case of non-uniform motion, or rather I should say non-uniform velocity. Then what is going to happen? Let me plot it once again. Do you expect to get a straight line? Okay, 0, then here, if I, now let me take it as 2 seconds, then 4, then 5 then 6 seconds, right? Then 8 seconds. If I take it in this way, this one is representing time in seconds. And here if I take 20, if I take it 40, if I take it 60, if I take it, right, this is displacement in meters, right. So what is going to happen? The change will be very much abrupt. So let us consider that first of all for 2 seconds the body covered 20 meters. Secondly, after 4 seconds the body covered only a distance of 5 meters, right. Then thirdly, for 6, when it has a time interval of 6 seconds, then it has covered more distance than the previous one. So the change is abrupt, right. So in that case, instead of getting a straight line, if we plot it, if we take these points and if we plot it, you will get a curved line. Okay, instead of getting a straight line, you will get a curved line. So this curved line represents that the changes of velocity in a particular time interval, that is abrupt. The change in velocity is not uniform, right? So we got three kinds, we studied about 3 kinds of displacement time graph, right? When the object is stationary, when the object is moving with uniform velocity, and when the object is in non-uniform, when the object is having a non-uniform velocity. Okay, so we studied about all these 3 kinds of cases. Next, let us move forward. Now we will find out velocity. We will calculate velocity from a displacement time graph. So this was your given data. Okay, the displacement of the object is given to you with respect to time. So when time is 0, displacement is 0. When time is 1 second, this is in second, this is in meters. So when time is 1 second, your displacement is 10. When time is 2 seconds, your displacement is 20 meters. After 3 seconds, your displacement is 30. After 4 seconds, your displacement is 40, and so on. Okay, 5 seconds, after 5 seconds, your displacement is 50 meters. Uniform velocity, you can understand, the body is moving in a straight line with uniform velocity, right? Okay, because if the body moves in a circular path, then direction of the velocity changes. We will study all those things in details. Now try to understand that the object is having uniform velocity in a straight line. So from this data, we will be plotting this one. If we plot, this is what we are supposed to get. Now we need to calculate velocity from this displacement time graph. Now what do we know about velocity? Velocity equals to displacement by time, right? What is displacement? Is change in position, right? So here I am writing in short, displacement by time. This is your velocity. So I have to calculate from this graph that what is the velocity of the object. So to do that, I will be calculating the slope of this particular line. If I mark it as OP, so I need to calculate the slope of OP. What do you mean by slope? What does the slope represent? The slope means change in displacement by change in time. So I can write del D by del T. Okay, or you can write in words also, change in displacement by change in time. That means I will consider any time interval. I can consider from 2 to 4. So within this 2 seconds, 2 to 4, what is the time interval? 2 seconds. So within this 2 seconds, how much is my displacement? So see, within this 2 seconds, if you go through this line, when after 2 seconds the displacement was 20. After 4 seconds the displacement is 40. So what is the change in displacement? 40 minus 20, 20. So 20 meter is the change within 2 seconds. Right? That means you can calculate it for 1 second. So this is the way of calculating the changes. Now there is another way of calculating the slope. You can consider any 2 time. I hope you have understood. You can calculate, you will consider, I will show you here. You will consider any 2 time intervals. And within this time interval, from 2 to 4. What is the time interval? 2 seconds. So this one and this one. Okay. So for 2 seconds, what is the change in displacement? 40 minus 20, that is 20 seconds. So slope will represent, the slope of OP will be, the slope will be 20 by 2. Okay, sorry, this is in meters. Right? So meter second. Okay, so I will be getting 10 meter per second. Right? This is the velocity of the object, because velocity is what? Displacement by time. So change in displacement by change in time. This gives you velocity of the object. So for every 1 second the object is moving 10 meters. See, for every 1 second 10 meter. For another 1 second 10 meters. For another 1 second 10 meters. Right? So this is a way of calculating. Now there is another way of drawing the slope. Let me show you. Suppose this are dotted line, just like previous one. Right? There's another way of drawing the slope. How can I draw the slope? I will consider any 2 points on this line OP. Any 2 points. Okay, you can take a plotted point, you can take one plotted point, one unplotted point, or you can take both of those plotted points. It's easier for you to understand with help of plotted points. So okay, instead of considering 20 and 40 again, I am considering this one, 30, and I am considering the 10. Or you can consider 30 and 20. You will be calculating change. Try to understand. You can take 50 and this one. You can take 1 point here, you can take 1 point here. Ultimately the change is same. The change in time, see, if you take this one and this one, your change in displacement also increases, change in time also increases. Okay, it's a ratio. So ultimate velocity will come same wherever you take, whichever point you consider. So I am considering 30 and 10. These are the 2 points which I am considering. Right? What am I going to draw? I am going to draw a line in this way. See? Okay, this is the line which I have drawn. Okay? Now, here with help of this line, this one, let me mark it as AB. So your line AB is parallel to displacement axis, will give you the change in displacement, and let me mark this point as C. So your BC is parallel to time axis, will give you change in time. Okay, ABC, AB parallel to displacement will represent the change in displacement, BC will represent the change in time. Right? Okay. Now this you can consider from here to here. You can take this slope very small also, up to you. Ultimately it's a ratio. Wherever you take the plotted points, whichever point you consider, ultimately your slope, the value of slope is going to come same. So slope means we are calculating, basically we will be calculating slope for other type of graphs as well. So slope means change in, your change in y-axis with respect to change in x-axis. Slope is change in y-axis with respect to change in x-axis. Okay, so here the slope of displacement time graph. What does the slope of displacement time graphs gives us? The slope of displacement time graphs gives us velocity. Very important to remember. The slope of displacement time graph gives us velocity. Okay? So, velocity equals to How can I write this? Change in displacement is AB divided by change in time is CB. Change in displacement is how much? From 30 to 10. So 30 minus 10, right? How much is your AB? 30 minus 10. Okay. How much is your CB? 1 to 3. See, 1 second to 3 seconds. So 3 minus 1. What am I getting? 20 divided by 2. This is in your meters. This is in your second. So meter per second. So hence we are getting the answer as 10 meter per second. So from the slope of displacement time graph, we can calculate the velocity. Hope it's clear to everyone. Now, from the calculation of the slope, okay, if you have 2-3 lines, if you have 2-3 motions, so from calculating slope you can understand that which object is moving faster, which object has more velocity, right? Let me show you. Okay. So from here, suppose I have two objects. I have two cars, right? One car is having this kind of a motion and the other car is having this kind of motion. This is your car A, this is your car B, right? Okay, this is your time in seconds, this is your displacement in meters. Okay, I am telling you to understand that which of the car, A or B, which car has greater velocity. So how can you understand? You can determine the velocity if the data of time and displacements are given to you, right? So from the graph you can find out that which one is having more slope. Suppose you have calculated the slope for B, you got 20 meter per second. You calculated the slope for A, you got 40 meter per second. This is for B, this is for A. So from the slope, you can tell that this car A is having more velocity. But now from the graph itself, you can also understand, just by looking at the graph, you can understand that which one is having more velocity instead of doing all the calculations. See, this for graph A, for car A, if I draw a slope, and for car B if I draw a slope. So which slope is much more steep? This one is much more steep, right? See, this one is much more steep, having more angle of inclination than this one with your x-axis. A is having more angle of inclination, right? Your theta here is much more than compared to this one, right? So the line which is having more angle of inclination, which is much more steep, that object or that vehicle will have more velocity. Okay, so from the graph itself you can understand. See over here, what was our speed for this particular diagram? The velocity was 10 meter per second. For 1 second, the body was hovering 10 meters. Now instead of hovering 10 meters, if the body hovers 30 meter per second, then what is going to happen? Right? So for 1 second, the body will cover a distance of 30 meters. So this will become your graph. Right? This is your line instead of all these lines. So see, automatically your graph becomes more steep. See, the angle of inclination with your x-axis increases. So more the steepness of the graph, more the angle of inclination theta with your x-axis, more steep will be your graph. Okay, means more velocity will be there. So from the displacement time graph, you can determine which car, you can compare the speed or velocity between two vehicles, two cars, or you can find out the velocity. You can calculate the velocity. Now from this data, you can see the data of time and displacement here. From this data, we will try to plot the displacement time graph, and from this data only we will try to understand that how can we calculate the velocity. Now in this data you see one thing, your time is 0, displacement 0. In this way your time will keep on increasing, but what is happening to the displacement? 0, then 20, then 40, then 60. Uniform, well and good. Okay, 60. Then after that it's becoming 45. It is becoming 30. It is becoming 15. Okay, uniform, still 0. So initially the displacement was 0. Again the displacement is 0. So that means you can, from the data you can understand that it's an example where a ball is moving through a smooth flow. The ball hits the wall and comes back, right? So maybe when it is coming back, the velocity of the ball has changed. Okay, these are representing the velocity of the ball has changed, but the ball is again coming back to its original position. So displacement is 0. So if we have to plot for this particular one, so from 0 to 60 your displacement increases. Okay, your position, your body moves ahead. Then from here to your 0, the body comes back to your position again. But in both the cases, the motions are uniform. See, if you changes the intervals they are equal intervals in equal time, right? Equal distances in equal time. So if we have to plot this graph, how we will plot it? Okay, when you plot this kind of graphs in your paper, always the graph paper will be provided to you for drawing all this graph. That is not, you have to draw, sometimes you need to draw the graphs on your copy. Okay, so 60 is the highest covered distance, right? So as you draw the graph, your highest point in the graph should be 60. So if I plot it from here, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. You will use a scale and the intervals should look equal. Okay, I am not using a scale. You will place your scale and after each and every 1 centimeter you can mark 20. 1 centimeter, mark 30. So in this way if you do, your graph will be proper, right? And I need to plot the time as well. Okay, so time 40, so I will be plotting it. 2, 4, 6, 8, let me mark 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Right? Now what is happening? Right? We will do a rough estimations. So time 0, displacement 0, no problem. Time 2, displacement 20. So time 2, displacement 20. I am not drawing the lines anymore. Time 4, displacement 40. So after 4 seconds, the displacement is 40. So more or less this is the position, right? You will be using your scale and pencil. You will get the perfect places. After 6 seconds, 60. So after 6 seconds, 60. Okay. More or less if I consider this as your 6 seconds. 60. Okay. Now what is happening? After 8 seconds, again the body has started coming back to its own position. So now it is 45. After 8 seconds, it is 45. So between 40 and 50 somewhere I will have my 45 right here. Okay. So if I take it here and if I take it here, you will place your scale. I am not using the scale right now. So somewhere here Then after 10 it is maintaining a position of 30. So somewhere here. Okay. Then after 12 it is coming back, it is coming to a position of 15 meters. So between 10 and 20 you will have your 15 meters, right? Okay. So after here I can consider that I have my 15 meters, and then 14 it is coming to 0, right? So this is the graph. Okay. So it should come straight line, right? And then this one. Okay, this is exactly your 14. Understood? So what is happening? First the distance is increasing. So this graph represents your increase in, means the body is moving ahead, the body is propagating. And here this one representing the body again come back to its own position. So hence the net displacement of the object is 0. From this graph you can find out the net displacement is 0. Now from this graph can you calculate the slope? See, from the data only you can understand the velocity while it goes to the wall and while it returns from the wall, the velocities are different. So if I have to calculate the slope, I can consider this points. Let me mark it as PQR. Okay. Secondly, I can calculate, I can consider this as my slope. Let me mark it as ABC. So from this slope I can find out, right? So if I consider PQR, so how to calculate velocity? From this slope. So V1 is the velocity when it moves towards the wall. PQ by QR. How much is your PQ? Okay. So if I consider PQ 40 minus 20, and for that how much is your QR? Okay. See here from the graph also you can understand from 2 to 4, right? So 4 minus 2, that gives you 20 to 10 meter per second. Now we will calculate the velocity for this line, right? For this line if we calculate with the help of the slope, we can calculate this one, right? So here if you can take the measurements properly, very good. I am considering this full line as my slope. I will take this full thing as my slope. From here to here, then from here to here. From here to here, then from here to here. So that also represents your change. Now if I have to, so V1 you are getting 10 meter per second. Let me write it here. V1 is 10 meter per second. Now if I have to calculate V2. Okay. So if I have to calculate V2, right? Displacement, change in displacement by change in time, right? What is the change in displacement? Final position minus initial position. Always when you find out the change, remember final minus initial. So what is the final position? Your final position is 0, right? And what is the initial position? 60 was your initial position. What is your time? What is your time? Change in time. Final time is 14 and initial time when it has started coming back, the time was, we have done a small, this is not the line, this one is the line, right? So this one is your slope. So after 6 seconds it is again coming back. So your time was 6, right? So if I solve this, minus 60 by 8, so that will result into minus 7.5 meter second inverse. Minus represent what? That the direction of the displacement is in opposite direction right now compared to the previous one. So minus represents that the object is moving back, coming back to its initial position, right? So this is velocity when the object is going towards the wall, and this is the velocity v2 when the object is coming back again to the wall, right? So this is all about velocity time graph. So next day we will study, this is all about displacement time graph. Next we will study about velocity time graph. Thank you, students.